So the first incident comes in about 15 minutes into the match. It's been a pretty quiet match for me so far, and I seem to make a very weird handball decision. So here we go. This is where I think the handball is just there, but it's obviously come off his shoulder. Playing advantage. Blow the whistle, no advantage. I've got that wrong. This is probably because I'm in the wrong position. I'm behind the player, but that's normally where the linesman would pick up the ball, as that's to his right flank. That's where he would be. But I've not got any, so I had to make the call myself. Decision number 2 comes in the second half, start of the second half, and it's a goal that I gave that might possibly have been offside. We'll have a look here. Here I give a free kick, which is where I think the offside decision comes from. It takes a couple of seconds for me to get the free kick sorted out. I probably should have been a bit quicker here, and I shouldn't be showing them where the ball is, quite frankly. I should be running up to try and have a look at the line, and they can sort it out themselves. I only need to give a quick glance back, because it's back towards the halfway line. Here we go, they're about to take the free kick here, and watch the green player in the centre. He runs on it, looks like it's offside, but they score a goal there. That's where the goal scores, and I say he's onside. And I'm about to go back and have a look at that as a free still, because I think I got that wrong as well. As you can see, it's very tight. We're looking over at the far right to the green player who's running forwards. He might be offside. His arm is definitely on offside, but the laws state that you can only be offside with parts of your body that you can play the ball, and of course you can't play the ball with your arm, so that is no problem. It's just about where his knee and his leg is that could be offside. The defender to the left of him is leaning forwards, and his legs behind him, and they might just be level. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I seem to be in a good position over on the left there. I'm in line with the last defender, and I make a decision that he is level and onside, and he goes and scores a goal from it. So I'll probably give myself the benefit of the doubt and say that allowing the goal to stand was a correct decision. So yeah, a fairly tough one there. Now, the next one comes less than a minute later, and they're going to score again, and it was another dubious goal with a decision that I made. However, I think I got it right again. If you watch the ball coming through the centre here, it's a Rossett free kick. They take it and almost instantly lose possession there. The green attacker, the same one who I thought was offside, comes through, challenges the ball there, slips over and trips over the Rossett defender, and another green player goes and takes it and scores a goal there. Now, I didn't give the foul because I believe that the attacker slipped over accidentally and was not deliberately trying to impede the progress of the Rossett defender. Yes, if the Rossett defender hadn't fallen over the attacker, he would have got the ball and cleared the ball, and they wouldn't have scored the goal, but I do not believe that the attacking player tripped over the defender deliberately, and therefore it was not a foul. Now, just while I keep the recording running in the background, I've got the laws of the game up here. I'm at Law 12, Fouls and Misconduct, and just looking at it, it looks like I should have given an indirect free kick for that incident. If I look at the direct free kick requirements here, it says a direct free kick is awarded to the opposing team if a player commits any of the following 7 offences in a manner considered to be the referee careless, reckless, or using excessive force. Kicks or attempts to kick an opponent, which he didn't. Trips or attempts to trip an opponent, which he didn't. Jumps at, charges at, or strikes or attempts to strike an opponent, which he didn't. And pushes or tackles an opponent, which he didn't tackle specifically because he'd just fallen over. So it definitely wasn't a direct free kick, but just as Rossett score a goal there. What is interesting is if I look over the page into the indirect free kick part, it says here, an indirect free kick is also awarded to the opposing team if, in the opinion of a referee, a player plays in a dangerous manner, which I don't think he did, prevents the goalkeeper from releasing the ball from his hand, which he definitely didn't, commits any other offence not previously mentioned in Law 12 for which players stopped to caution or send off a player, which there was none there. However, the one that is left is impedes the progress of an opponent, and that the attacker did. So it's all to the interpretation of the laws of the game, which is one of the weaknesses of the laws of the game. Is my interpretation of the law could be different to your interpretation of the law. You might be listening to this now thinking, well, he's definitely impeded the progress of that defender. If he hadn't have fallen over, he could have gone and got the ball. So in that respect, I probably should have given an indirect free kick. But other referees will tell you that no, it's fine because he didn't mean to do it. So one for debate. So the last one that I have to show you today comes towards the end of the match, and this is probably the first booking that I should have given in the match. I've not given any bookings so far up to this point, and it's a fairly careless and reckless tackle. If we have a look here, starting over on the left side of the pitch that we can't see because of the camera, and it's a cross that comes into the box and just doesn't hit anyone. So they're attacking now, and here comes the Ross defender. Ball's already gone and he clatters into him. I give the free kick, which is correct, but it probably should have been a yellow card as well, because it was a fairly out of control tackle. It was very late, and yeah, that probably should have been a yellow card. And once again, I'm spending too long where the ball should be and not enough time getting into position, but luckily it doesn't cost me here, and about to measure out the wall. Nothing much else happened after that. That was the final thing I had to show you. The only thing that I could have showed you, unfortunately the camera recorder that I had ran out of memory 10 minutes before the end of time, so I actually missed 2 bookings and a penalty call. The penalty call was for Rossett, and I gave it as simulation, as a dive. It looked like he had dived and I booked the player, but I was reliably told by Mr. Sweetman, who was standing on the goal line right next to the incident, that it was a definite penalty, so that's something I got wrong. It was quite disappointing that I got this wrong, because I was standing about 3 or 4 yards actually in the penalty area from this decision, so why I took that as simulation I don't know. The other booking was for kicking the ball away, for delaying the restart of play because he was frustrated with one of the decisions that I gave, so that was a fair booking. And apart from that, not really much else happened. Overall, I've had an average game. I wouldn't say I've had one of my best games, but yet again I wouldn't say I've had one of my worst either. There's a couple of mistakes made, and not really any outstanding decisions that I could bring to you, and yet again not really any outstandingly wrong decisions that I could bring to you that really affected the play. The green team won comfortably in the end, so maybe even that penalty wouldn't have affected the overall outcome, so that's one way of looking at it. But yeah, a fairly average game that I probably could have performed better in. So that is the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed it somehow. And can I have a distinction, please? Cheers.